Tall, good to see how you doing. Evening, how you been? Comatose, good to see you as well. How you doing? How you been? Pure, good to see you as well. Evening, how you doing? How you been? Manny, good to see you as well. How you doing? Evening, how you been? Scott, good to see you as well. How you doing, Scott? How you been? How you doing, Miles? I'm doing great. Theos, how you doing? How you been? Am I first today? Tall was first out of everyone, but you're still early, which is good. Let's go, Scott. Evening, Miles of CMF. Good to see you as well. Jason, how you doing? How you been? Hi, brother Camel. Good to see you as well. How you doing? How you been? Dennis, hi, Miles of CMF. Good to see you as well. How you doing? How you been? So, let's go through a gist of what we're going to go through on tonight's live show. Quite some major news events have been happening around the world. Also, a lot of things have been happening for Ripple and XRP Ledger as well. A lot of banking news to go through on tonight's live show as well. Market movement news to go through, some data points to go through, partnership announcements, launches. Mike, good to see you. How you doing? So we'll do a gist, and then we'll do intro, disclaimer like always, and then we start the live show by the time everyone's tuned in for the first part. So the first news we're going to go from tonight's live show is regarding Bitcoin, regarding BlackRock's report that I revealed yesterday. So the report that I revealed to everyone regarding BlackRock calling Bitcoin a pretty much a safe haven or an asset you want to hedge against inflation type of scenarios. And after BlackRock's report came out is when the market started moving slightly up. Also, regarding the Fed data that came out as well as the reasons why the market started to move up. So we'll go through that. We're also going to talk about Tether on tonight's live show as well, how Tether is now supporting a new financial system through an investment they just went through. We're also going to talk about Solana on tonight's live show as well. Solana is introducing two new things. One, a handheld gaming device, and two, a new smartphone. We're going to go through both of them on tonight's live show as well. It was announced in the Singapore Token 2049 event, the blockchain event that happened in Singapore. We're also going to go through on tonight's live show regarding Bahrain and Crypto.com. Crypto.com has just got a new license to expand themselves within the Middle Eastern countries. We're also going to talk about tonight's live show regarding another German giant bank entering the crypto space, offering crypto services. We're also going to talk about tonight's live show regarding Switzerland, because Switzerland is about to be announcing the biggest, essentially, crypto exchange platform, but for institutions. So we're going to talk about that on tonight's live show as well. We're also going to talk about on tonight's live show regarding another bank in Germany that's also entered. So there's two banks in Germany that's entering the crypto space. One of them is Commerzbank and the other one is DS Bank. So we're going to go through that on tonight's live show. We're also going to talk about the Fed regarding why the market is going up and some data points on, how essentially where we're heading towards. We're also going to talk about on tonight's live show regarding Bank of England interest rates as well. Now, we do know for a fact that the Fed did, do a 50 basis points in terms of rate, rate cuts. The Bank of England is about to be doing some sort of rate cuts as well, which is going to have some sort of an impact on the crypto markets. We're also going to talk about Coinbase on tonight's live show as well. The reason why we're talking about Coinbase is because of their base chain. Apparently, Coinbase's base chain has a huge list of vulnerabilities. Roughly about 34,000 vulnerabilities that Base Network has on Coinbase, which is crazy to think about. We're also going to go through Ripple news on tonight's live show, an update regarding Ripple's stablecoin. We're going to go through on tonight's live show. We're also going to talk about Grayscale and XRP, which was announced essentially not that long ago, that Grayscale greenlighted a XRP trust. How it's been so far, how is it done so far, and could there be a potential XRP ETF on the line? We're also going to talk about the Bank of International Settlements and a Ripple partner that have just come together and formed a partnership. We're also going to talk about another bank, BBVA, that's just greenlighted XRP. So, quite a lot of news to go through on tonight's live show. Towards the end is when we get to the Ripple and XRP news. And then at the beginning of the live show, we're going to talk about the market and how things are going to be looking as we move forward. In the middle of the live show, we're going to go through some announcements and some launches that's happening inside the crypto space. And towards the end is when we're going to be talking about Ripple's movements and XRP's movements. So, welcome to the CMF Live Show. If you're watching this for the first time ever, this is the CMF Live Show. I talk about the most recent things that's happening around the world in terms of cryptocurrencies, CBDCs, AI, politics, and regulations. Vital information for you to know about if you're inside a digital space or wondering where is this world headed towards. We also do Q&As on this live show as well, which means if you have any questions, put it down inside the comment section. This is episode 160 of the CMF Live Show. You can tune into this live show every single night, UK time, around 11:25 p.m. And the disclaimer of this live show, as always, is not financial advice, not political advice, and whatever I say is only for entertainment purposes. So if you are new and you're watching this for the first time ever, welcome to the CMF Live Show. If you're a regular, let's go CMF. And thank you so much to everyone that's been liking and retweeting this live show right at the beginning on X. I'm getting notifications about it. Thanks so much to everyone that's been retweeting and liking this live show on X and putting comments under the live video. And thank you so much to everyone that's been putting essentially likes and subscribing to me on YouTube as well as watching this from YouTube. So, the live show has officially started, and once again, if you are new, welcome. And if you're regular, let's go CMF. The first news we're going to cover on tonight's live show is a news that I shared yesterday, but we're going to give a little bit of an update twist on that news, which was from BlackRock. But before we go through that, let's go inside the comment section. And it's an indication of why the market is doing so good today. Hey, I just watched this. I just wanted to say I'm proud of you. It takes a ton of effort and dedication to make the best of this life. You're doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. You got this. Tattoo Chase, thanks so much for the kind words. Good day, Miles. Mike, good to see you. How you doing? Joe, evening, Miles of CMF. Good to see you. How you doing? Good evening, Miles of CMF. Free Feather, good to see you. How you doing? Richard, good to see you. How you doing? Good evening, Miles and CMF. Orphan, good to see you. How you doing? If you do not mind, please share the live. Let's go, Scott. Evening, Miles of CMF. Peeps, Semper, good to see you. How you doing? Lena, hello, Miles of CMF. Good to see you. How you doing? Good evening, brother Miles and the rest of the CMF family. Good to see you. Frankie, brother. How you doing? Can you please advise us all as to when to start taking profits? Well, here's the thing. If you're in, look, the market is, yes, we've just had interest rates. It's a good question as well, regarding what Funky Brother said. Can you advise us? I can't advise you in terms of financial type of scenario, but I can tell you what I'm doing. So Funky Brother's question is, can you please advise us to when we should be starting taking profits? I can't advise you in terms of financial basis, but I can tell you what I'm going to be doing. I'm personally not going to be taking profits right now because the market has just started to kickstart itself. Think of a train that's starting to slowly leave the station. I won't be taking any sort of profits right now. It's way too soon to be taking any sort of profits. And we've just had interest rate cuts happen, which means the market's starting to slowly move. It means that people are running towards assets to hedge against that scenario. What I would say is when it's time for me to be taking extensive profits, I will definitely put it inside the CMF Telegram group that I'm taking profits on particular cryptocurrencies. And that's just my own movements, but I'll put it inside a Telegram group. But for the time being, I mean, if you are sitting on, a huge profit, depending on what crypto project you're holding, it's never a bad idea to take profits. If you're sitting on a huge amount of profits, it's never a bad idea to take some profits in. If you want to, it's never a bad idea. You can never go wrong with taking profits. So if you feel like this is the time for you to be essentially taking some profits in, then that's completely up to you. If you're sitting on a big profit, why not? Not financial advice in any sort of a way. But for me personally, I'm not going to be taking any sort of profits right now, way too soon. Hello, CMF and YouTube. Scott, good to see you. How you doing? Can I be a moderator so I can keep the chat clean and nice? Jack is back. How you doing, Jack? And Jack, we already have moderators, but I appreciate the gesture. I'll keep that in mind. Miles, if I buy a second-hand iPhone just for crypto and do a manufacturer reset, could it still have malware or viruses? Possible. It depends on how strong the malware was. If you do not mind, please share the live. Let's go, Scott. Okay, I will if I can be a mod. Jack, again, I appreciate the gesture for you to be a mod on YouTube, but you can direct message me, and then when the space opens up, I'll let you know. As of right now, we have 12 moderators in the CMF Telegram, on the CMF YouTube, on the CMF X. We have 12 moderators already. But I appreciate the gesture, and I'll keep it in mind. If you want direct message me when the time comes up, I'll let you know. Do you really believe Canada is not going for CBDCs? No. Canada essentially today released some sort of news that they're going to be halting their operations on CBDC movements coming out of the central bank, which is complete BS. They're not going to be halting any sort of operations. What they're actually suggesting is that they're going to be focusing more on wholesale CBDCs than retail CBDCs. As I said previously, It's going to be first wholesale CBDCs to get the businesses around you to accept these CBDC payments, and then retail CBDC so you can use that money. George, good to see you as well. How you doing? How you been? Hello from Ukraine. How you doing? And so that's what Canada really meant by halting their CBDC operations. They meant retail, not the wholesale. Now, if they say we're halting wholesale CBD operations, they're also lying to you as well. They're never going to be doing that. The Bank of International Settlements will never let that happen. Now, first news on tonight's live show is a news that I shared on yesterday's live show, which was regarding Bitcoin in terms of BlackRock. So BlackRock yesterday released a documentation regarding calling Bitcoin a safe haven asset that you should, if you want to hedge against inflation, and this is time for Bitcoin to shine. That document was something that fueled the market alongside the Fed cutting the rates, which meant people started hedging against scenarios of an economic failure type of scenario. So Bitcoin surges as BlackRock support calls for BTC unique diversifier. Bitcoin experienced a nearly 6% surge after BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, released a white paper yesterday discussing the cryptocurrency's potential as a safeguard against monetary and geopolitical risks. So if you're wondering why the markets were up suddenly starting yesterday, during the live show that we had yesterday is when the market started to slowly pick up as well. So that's one of the reasons. BlackRock's report described Bitcoin as a unique diversifier separate from traditional economic and geopolitical threats. The uptick in Bitcoin's price began shortly before also Eric, the senior Bloomberg ETF analyst, came out and said that the 9-page document, he posted a 9-page document and said pretty much just excellent news coming out of BlackRock. Eric posted on BlackRock's findings at 4:21 p.m. UTC time, which followed Bitcoin's rally from its daily low of $59,354, following the release. Bitcoin's value increased by 5.7%. So BlackRock releasing this documentation, I reviewed it yesterday. Not that many people listen to the CMF, which is really a shame. But at the same time, I was doing the live show yesterday when I reviewed this documentation about BlackRock. Eric decided to tweet out, Eric from Bloomberg decided to tweet out at the same time this live show was happening yesterday with that documentation, which made the market slowly move up. Same time when it was going on the live show. Following the release, Bitcoin's value increased by 5.7% from Eric tweeting that out, reaching $62,600 for the first time in 3 weeks, according to Cointelegraph's data. This boost coincides with some analysts' forecast of a 3-month Bitcoin rally that could potentially reach $92,000 starting in October, reflecting historical chart patterns and typical fourth quarter gains. So that potential of, there's been so many talks that October is going to be the month where the market starts kickstarting, that Bitcoin could be seeing new heights. There's Eric and some other analysts are suggesting that we could be heading that way. In the white paper, BlackRock recognized Bitcoin as not merely a cryptocurrency, but the truly open access monetary system due to its decentralized permissionless nature. The firm highlighted BlackRock's lack of traditional counterparty risk, meaning it doesn't rely on centralized systems. The white paper elaborated on the characteristics, stating these properties make it an asset that is largely detached on fundamentals from certain critical micro factors, including banking system crisis, sovereign debt crisis, currency database, geopolitical disruptions, and other country-specific political and economic risks. BlackRock's further illustrated that Bitcoin's robustness by including a chart demonstrating how Bitcoin's returns have outperformed those of the S&P 500 and gold during significant geopolitical events. So if you were tuning into the CMF live show yesterday, you would have heard about this, except from the other part where a part that was pulled out of the 9-page documentation that I just revealed regarding these properties making an asset and so on. But if you're inside the CMF live show, you would have known this yesterday. Same time Eric tweeted it out yesterday when the live show was going on, and market started kickstarting itself. So that's one of the reasons why the market's still doing quite well for itself. The other is obviously regarding the Fed, which we'll go through that again, but with some added points. We're also going to talk about now regarding Tether. So moving on from the BlackRock news and the market news a little bit to come back afterwards regarding the Fed details to Tether news. Tether has just essentially announced a new financial access investment they're doing. So Tether supports financial access through investments. Tether, the company renowned for managing the leading stablecoin USDT, has ventured into a new investment aimed at advancing financial inclusion in Asia and South Asia. The investment is directed towards Sorted Wallets, a platform intended to bridge the gap for the unbanked population in these regions. This initiative is crucial for individuals lacking access to formal banking services, reflecting Tether's strict focus on fostering financial accessibility. What drives Tether's investment? Tether has consistently reinvested its profits into various sectors, ranging from cryptocurrency mining to digital finance platforms, aligning with its overreach mission. The recent $1.5 million investment in Sorted Wallets. This strategy essentially specializes in targeting financial inexclusivity. By focusing on underserved areas, Tether aims to facilitate the entry of individuals with limited technological access into the digital financial operation ecosystem. How will this new venture that Tether is going towards, called Sorted Wallet, benefit users? So Sorted Wallet is an innovative solution designed to cater to users with outdated mobile devices, aiming to enhance their engagements with cryptocurrencies. This platform acts as a crucial tool for those who cannot access advanced technology, thus promoting financial participation and empowerment. Tether's CEO Paulo emphasize the company's dedication to economic empowerment, ensuring everyone can safely manage and utilize cryptocurrencies regardless of their geographical or technological limitations. Tether has designed a software that can be applied to any old phone. So if you are somebody that's might be in the older generation, or somebody in a very, in a country that you might not be able to afford the newest and latest smartphone or the newest iPhone or the newest Samsung, Tether is teaming up with a company called Sorted Wallet, where they're designing some sort of a software that can be used on all the phones, on all the generations. So if you're an older person that has a very old phone and doesn't have even 4G capabilities, Tether's new software can work on your phone, so you can at least be connected to the digital world for you to be able to do transactions. It's something similar to what essentially China introduced with their super SIM card, where you can do essentially, in that sense, CBDC payments on 2G SIM cards, 3G SIM cards, 4G SIM cards, 5G SIM cards, and 6G SIM cards. So it doesn't matter what area you're in or what spectrum you're in, you can still have access to that digital world, is what Tether's trying to create. Cryptocurrency usage tends to be more prevalent in lower income regions, presenting both opportunities and challenges for the crypto companies. Instances such as this detention of Binance, for example, representatives in Nigeria, and legal actions against the Wazer X highlights the risk that these companies face. Despite these challenges, Sorted Wallet seeks to enable residents in these areas to fully engage with the digital financial world, providing a lifeline in the absence of traditional banking services. Tether's $1.5 million investment aims to increase financial accessibility in unbanked regions. Sorted Wallet is tailored for users with lower tech mobile devices, enabling crypto access. Tether's strategy underscores a commitment to economic empowerment and financial inclusion. Challenges in low-income regions include regulatory actions against crypto companies. Stephen Brown, the CEO of Sorted Wallet, shared that the platform was developed to ensure financial empowerment and does not depend on owning the latest technology or the latest phone. With Tether's support, Sorted Wallet is set to make significant impacts across Africa and South Asia and other nations around the world, transforming lives by offering accessible digital financial solutions. This collaboration highlights Sorted Wallet's potential to reshape the financial landscape in underserved areas, aligning with Tether's mission to empower individuals globally. So if you ever wanted to get, for example, your grandparents into cryptocurrencies, and cryptocurrencies might be extremely technical for somebody that's might be in the older generation. Something like Sorted Wallets can help in those scenarios. For example, they can, you could download Sorted Wallets for your grandparents to get them into the digital world. And it's just a much more, I'm guessing, what their essentially aim is for is a much more user-friendly app, for example, to be connected to the digital world, for you to have some sort of cryptocurrencies in that wallet. So think of it as Trust Wallet, but for an extremely older generation, or people that are inside of countries that might not have access to the newest smartphones and so on. So I think that's quite good, because it gets everybody inside the crypto space. So this might be the only thing that Tether's ever done in their entire lifetime that is beneficial for the crypto space, to be fairly honest. Now, what we're going to talk about next, moving on from Tether's news to Solana. Solana has introduced two devices, one a handheld gaming device, and the second device they introduced is a new smartphone. I'm about to go through both of them, but before we do, we're going to go inside the comment section first. Pablo, good to see you. How you doing? Kirat, good to see you. How you doing? Good evening, Miles of CMF. Good to see you. Well, XRP. Cambodia signs LOI with ICP. Yes, they do. Leroy, good to see you. How you doing? What's up, Miles and family? I hope all is well. Ray, good to see you. How you doing? Also, I just remembered one thing. Funky Brother, you asked the question of, can you please advise us to or when to start taking profits? Funky Brother, inside the CMF Telegram group, I released a PDF documentation on how to take profits and when you should be taking out profits. So if you go to the CMF Telegram group, go to the pinned messages. There'll be a PDF documentation on how to take profits and when you should be taking profits. So there's a PDF documentation inside the Telegram group telling you step by step regarding profits. I forgot to mention that the first time you asked the question. I just remembered. Now, Solana. Play Solana debuts first handheld console on Solana. So if you're inside the gaming space, you love cryptocurrencies and gaming put together, Solana has just released a gaming device similar to a PSP, for example, a PlayStation Portable. If anybody remembers PSP, it's basically what Solana has just introduced. This is very similar to what Sui introduced at the South Korean blockchain event that recently happened as well. Sui introduced their handheld gaming device that's coming out in 2025, but you can put pre-orders in now. Solana has decided to introduce their own handheld gaming device as well. Solana's ecosystem players have eyed mobile devices since the Saga phone, and the Seoul-based team just announced its Web3 gaming bet. Less than 24 hours before Solana sold Breakpoint in Singapore, a Seoul native called Play Solana announced the first handheld gaming console built on top of the Layer 1 blockchain Solana. This startup calls its gaming device the Play Solana Gen 1 or PSG1. Some social media users have noted that it looks like a retro gaming machine, such as the popular Nintendo Game Boy, for example. The gaming device will ship with support with Solana's decentralized network through specific Web3 games, and the users will be able to play, and it's not been released yet. 2025 is when their release is most likely. Play Solana will also mention that the device may differ from images displayed in promotional mockups, and the launch date remains undisclosed. It's 2025. It's coming around the same time the Sui handheld gaming device is coming up. More blockchain development teams are exploring gaming devices and mobile devices as Web3 adoption expands globally. The Solana Sega phone successor, debunked Seeker, surpassed 140,000 pre-sales after emerging from the stealth. In the gaming arena, Miston Labs, the entity behind the fellow Layer 1 chain Sui, also announced a console. The Sui iPlay X01 claims to be the world's first Web3 native handheld gaming device. As I said, Sui. Units of this Sui device are scheduled to be shipped as soon as the first half of 2025, which is the same time where Solana is going to be coming out as well. It's unclear how successful these blockchain gaming ventures will be. Essentially, the study found that platforms like Telegram are probably spurring the Web3 gaming adoption in 2024. It is true. Telegram's mini app store has released so many blockchain games that people are downloading on their Telegram app and playing them to earn tokens. So Telegram is starting this whole trend of gaming on essentially Web3. During the Token 2024 conference in Singapore, Solana's Mobile unveiled its second crypto phone, Seeker. Seeker will be released in 2025 with considerably improved Saga phone. It has more powerful batteries and improved cameras and weighs less than the previous model. The first version of the Solana phone was horrendous. The second version looks promising. These features will increase the phone's performance and enhance users' cryptocurrency transactions flow. Additionally, the launch has created hype among developers and cryptocurrency enthusiasts willing to work on new features added by the update. Enhanced crypto capabilities with Seed Vault integration. When discussing Seeker's features, Solana's new phone, it is worth noting that the application has a dedicated in-app crypto wallet and Seed Vault key storage to make it easier to work with cryptocurrencies. This integration enables users to manage digital assets more securely and efficiently than the Saga phone. The launch of the Seeker by Solana was fueled by a solid pre-order demand starting in early 2024, with over 100,000 units already sold. This success also paved the way for Solana's Mobile to get more favorable supply chain deals, which was difficult during the first model's release. Furthermore, Seeker will have features of better DApp stores, enhancing the identification of an all-round crypto phone and being cheaper for developers than regular app phones. Okay, Solana's first phone was actually horrible. It was reviewed by these tech reviewers on YouTube and so on that everybody listens to, have millions of followers. It was reviewed as the worst possible phone anybody could buy. Solano's first phone was an Android phone with a few Solano apps, and they called it the Solano phone, which was horrendous. And the only reason Solano's first phone even sold out is because they were giving out free meme coins with it to make it sell out. Solano's second phone, however, that's coming out, they're learning from their first mistakes. They're actually releasing a phone with a dedicated app store, a Web3 app store with multiple applications that's going to be coming through it, and developers can build apps on Solano's chain that's going to be used on their smartphone. Privacy and data sharing innovations on Seeker. The Seeker will enable third-party apps to have a larger permissions for data such as GPCs and cellular information that manufacturers often limit access to. This information will be in the form of digital exhaust, which shall be accessible by developers of decentralized physical infrastructure networks, DPINs. The Solano mobile will be collaborated with Helium and other DPIN projects to identify valuable data points that could enhance network performance. This approach usually utilizes the data, helping developers to understand their physical infrastructure's growth and performance, opportunities and considerations for users and developers. While Seeker's data sharing capabilities presents new opportunities, they also come with considerations around privacy and security. Solano's mobile is confident that the access to this data will enable new users to earn rewards and interact with decentralized applications. This strategy aligns with Solano's broader goal of advancing mobile crypto technology by offering innovative features that pushes the boundaries of traditional mobile devices with Seeker's release. Solano aims to deepen its influence in the market space by making blockchain technology more accessible everyday users through advanced crypto-friendly hardware. So, Solano's new phone. Just out of curiosity, everybody put inside the comment section, would anybody buy a crypto phone, or would you rather just stick to your Samsungs and iPhones? Just out of cryosity. Would anybody ever buy Solano phone, for example? And a better question is, would anybody ever buy a gaming device on any sort of blockchain? Would you buy a Solano gaming handheld device, or a SUI handheld device, or a Solano phone? Or would you perfectly just stick with your iPhones and Androids? Just out of curiosity, let's just do one simple study test. If anybody will buy it, yes or no? We're about to do a very simple market research here. Let's see where we are inside the comment section as well. Chief, good to see you as well. How you doing? How you been? Stormy, good to see you as well. How you doing? How you been? G says no. Free Forever says no thanks. And Joe says I wouldn't buy a Solano phone. Yeah, it's a very niche type of product that in your small minority of group will probably buy. I mean, they only had 100,000 sales. No, is what George says. Leroy says yes on the phone and gaming to support the blockchain. Okay, Leroy. Funky Brother says, yes, I would, and use it as a burner phone. That way I can throw it away. Fair enough. Keep Android for crypto, Pablo says. Stick with iPhone, Dennis says. Mike says, no, I'm sticking with iPhone. Lena says, not for me. And Semper says, staying, not changing. So out of everyone, Leroy and Funky Brother, for two different purposes, will buy the phone. Leroy's is only supporting the blockchain. So I understand Leroy, he wants to support the blockchain and support the gaming handheld device. Good for you, Leroy, for doing that. Funky Brother's perspective was he's going to buy it and throw it away. iPhone all day, not saying it's the best, just what I'm used to. Fair enough, Camel. I like iPhones too, is what G said as well. So I'm guessing everyone's going to stick to their phones and not move on to the Solana phone. Hulu Chain partners with Vodafone with no censorship and all intermediaries. That's true as well, Leroy. Facts. I brought a Skippy phone many years ago and no one else had it. I stick to what I know, what works, and give it a few years to see the problems come out and be fixed. Fair enough as well. Now, moving on from the study test, which was everybody no and 2 yeses regarding Solana's phone. Again, I'll keep mine. Let's go, Chief. So, moving on from that study test of 2 yeses and everybody no, to Crypto.com. Crypto.com has just expanded its reach with a new license in Bahrain. which is a small market, but a very wealthy market, extremely wealthy market. Crypto.com expands its reach and strengthens financial innovation in Bahrain. Crypto.com, a Singapore-based cryptocurrency exchange, has received a full approval from the Central Bank of Bahrain to provide payment service providers services. This approval marks a significant regulatory milestone for the company as it expands its footprint in the region. Crypto.com's growth in the region. The full approval from Bahrain allows Crypto.com to expand its electronic and fiat-based payment services. They're talking about their bank cards as well. These services include the launch of internationally recognized prepaid cards. By the way, if you are somebody that's holding CRO, in other words, these types of news are good for CRO in the long term. These services include the launch of internationally recognized prepaid cards. H.E. Noor Ali, the president of Bahrain's Economic Development Board, highlighted Crypto.com's international presence and commitment to regulatory compliance. Crypto.com's decision to invest in the kingdom will further strengthen our vision of developing of digitally focused, resilient economic that supports innovation and progress. Ali noted that Bahrain has a regulated investment environment that supports the ease of doing business. The country appears determined to create a world-class ecosystem that fosters the rapid growth of blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and the fintech industries. Official statements and assessments. Eric, the president and COO of Crypto.com, acknowledged that Bahrain's achievements over the years. He expressed that the country's commitment to building an innovative, friendly crypto and fintech ecosystem is evident in Bahrain. He said Bahrain strikes a good balance between consumer protection and fledgling business. Clear regulations provide an environment of conduct to innovation. Crypto.com aims to become a leading hub for cryptocurrency services and fintech innovation in the Gulf regions. The company considers this step as a crucial step as it begins operations in the first ever Gulf Cooperation Council countries to issue crypto asset licensings. In addition to this expansion in Bahrain, Crypto.com is also increasing its presence in regions such as Singapore, France, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Last month, it announced a partnership with the UEFA Championship League, one of the world's most prestigious leagues, essentially football tournaments around the world. Despite facing challenges during bearish markets following massive advertisements and investments, the exchange has maintained resilience, which it has. Crypto.com has held its ground, to be fairly honest. The company has also expanded its global service, launching the United Arab Emirates. Plans are also in progress as well to extend the service to other regions inside the future. Finally, Crypto.com introduced a new metal card, also in collaboration with Tangent-based game. The strategic partnership aims to enhance payment flexibility in gaming activities and real-life transactions, as announced today by Crypto.com as well. That is true. Tangent has also just released. Tangent is getting close to releasing a bank card. So if you are somebody that has a Tangent cold storage wallet, very soon, Tangent is going to be offering you the service of having a bank card where you can just spend your cryptocurrencies directly through your Tangent wallet, which is ease of use. It's excellent news coming out of Tangent. But going back to Crypto.com, Crypto.com has definitely held its ground. If you're somebody, again, you're holding Crypto.com's tokens, CRO, these types of news are very good for the expansion of Crypto.com in the long term, which is beneficial for the token itself, CRO, in the long term. Now, moving on from Crypto.com news to Germany. A German bank has just green-lighted cryptocurrencies for purchase. Before we go through that, let's go start a comment section first. I brought here again. I'll keep my 2 phones for backup. Nigeria censors cell phones to suppress protesters. Every country does that. I'll be fairly honest, Leroy. Now, Germany, but it's true what they do in Nigeria, but every country does that as well. Germany banking giant Commerzbank embraces Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrencies. Germany's banking scene is embracing crypto. Commerzbank, a major player with $500 billion in assets, has teamed up with Deutsche Börse subsidiary Crypto Finance. This partnership will enable Commerzbank to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum trading services to its corporate clients at the beginning. then expanding to other cryptocurrencies. With this move, the bank aims to address the growing demand for crypto assets among German businesses, signaling a step towards a wider crypto adoption inside the country. New crypto services for corporate clients. Through this partnership, Commerzbank will give its corporate clients the ability to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. The service will initially be available to select customers. The bank has chosen to work with Crypto Finance, which will handle the secure tradings of these assets. Commerzbank will manage the custody of these digital assets, ensuring clients can trade within a regulated environment. This initiative is important because it opens up the new possibilities for corporate clients to use digital currencies and help protect them from scams by working with a regulated bank. For these businesses, it's a chance to tap into the growing digital economy without sacrificing safety or compliance. It is true, high-profile investors don't like the idea of using, for example, Binance or Crypto.com. They prefer to use banks. It's because what they're just used to in terms of safety. The retail section might not see banks as safety. We see banks as a downfall. The higher class will see banks as a safety net. If anything ever goes wrong, the bank has to pay up. But if anything ever goes wrong with these exchanges, it's if they pay up. Expanding institutional crypto access. Crypto Finance has been active in the digital asset space since 2017 and provides regulated trading and custody services. Based in Switzerland, it recently expanded its operations into Germany, where the firm has obtained licenses to offer its services to institutional customers. This expansion aligns with the growing interest from businesses in getting involved with digital currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. By working with Commerzbank, Crypto Finance plans to meet the demand for institutional cryptocurrencies in Germany and the EU. The partnership allows both firms to effectively deliver an integrated trading solution for crypto assets in a regulated setting. Commerzbank's decision to add crypto services shows that the bank sees Bitcoin and Ethereum as an important asset for the future. Moreover, Binance's CEO Richard Tang recently commented that institutional participation in crypto is still just the tip of the iceberg. With partnerships like this, the move towards a more widespread institutional crypto adoption is likely to pick up the seed. It is true, yes, these are just the tip of the iceberg, but it shows confidence. The traditional financial space entering the digital space is pretty much all we want. Some people don't like the idea of institutions being inside the crypto space. Some people don't like the idea of governments being inside the crypto space, but it was going to be happening either way, you like it or not. It's about taking advantage of scenarios like that. So choosing crypto projects that will benefit you from institutions, banks, and regulations coming through is the better option than to go against the banks, institutions, and regulations. That's just a losing battle. Because, first of all, they all have all the money as well. Now, moving on from Germany's Commerzbank announcement, which was quite a big of a major announcement regarding Commerzbank, and they're starting with Bitcoin, Ethereum, expanding into other cryptocurrencies. 2, Switzerland. Switzerland is also going to be introducing a stock exchange, and now, which the difference between this, what Switzerland is introducing to a normal stock exchange, is that this is a crypto stock exchange. It's the first of its kind. It's going to be only available to high-profile clients and institutions and so on. So this is a major milestone from Switzerland, the Bank of the World. Swiss Stock Exchange announces a plan to unveil a crypto trading platform. It's a big announcement. SIX Stock Exchange, known as essentially the SIX Exchange, is considering the introduction of a new digital cryptocurrency trading platform in Europe. According to a report carried out by the Financial Times today, if they launch, they will enter into the market dominated by competitors like Binance and Coinbase. The advantage that SIX Digital will have is, well, the advantage of being from Switzerland, being the Bank of the World, and being a part of the stock exchange in Switzerland. So that gives a credibility entering the crypto space and creating a trading platform, a cryptocurrency trading platform. Serben, the head of exchanges at SIX Group, said that they are still studying the concept. They want to provide a platform where people can trade cryptocurrencies. This platform would not only be for normal trading, but also for derivatives market space. Derivatives are the financial products that depend on the value of something else, such as Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency. The new platform of Swiss Stock Exchange will not be for all. It will be designed for big investors only, Otherwise, those are known for institutional investors. They include people such as asset managers and huge financial firms. They are the major targets because these kinds of investors deal in large volumes of money. Swiss Stock Exchange certainly expects a strong reputation to help attract these large investors towards itself. They also would like to utilize Switzerland's clear and friendly crypto regulations to their advantage. Switzerland is considered one of the most advanced countries in terms of crypto regulations, which makes it much more easier for companies like SIX to work with cryptocurrencies. In that direction, catering to institutional investors is how the Swiss Stock Exchange believes it can be different from the new crypto exchange platforms or the regular crypto exchange platforms. Major investors that fall into this category are also those in the crypto market needs for further growth. Should the firm at SIX succeed on its onboarding, it could very well turn into a leading player in the European crypto trading space. Without a doubt, it definitely can. A growing trend in finance. Other traditional financial companies are also entering the crypto fields. For example, Standard Chartered Bank and DBS from Singapore have recently entered the foray by beginning to offer crypto trading services. That is to say, more and more traditional companies have come to respect cryptocurrencies as a serious and vital part of the financial world. Great words to hear. One of the reasons for this interest is the United States has started to approve new financial products connected with cryptocurrencies. Such products are called exchange traded funds, ETFs, and let people invest into Bitcoin, Ethereum without the need for them to actually buy them. It has made cryptocurrencies more appealing to traditional investors. The Swiss Stock Exchange competing with big players. The crypto market may see a great shakeup if SIX goes ahead with its plan. As of now, Binance, Coinbase, and Bybit are essentially the exchanges that are dominating the market space. They handle most of the trading activities. For instance, trading on these platforms increased by 5.38% this August alone, per a company called CC Data. The total trading volume during this month reached $5.22 trillion. The trading volume of Binance, Coinbase, and Bybit combined in this month was around $5.22 trillion. These are huge platforms, but their focus is mostly on retail investors, or in other words, smaller traders is what Switzerland is calling it. If SIX Exchange, launches its platform, it will go after the bigger institutional investors that would shift the balance of power in the market space, where the retail section will be using Coinbase and Binance and Bybit, and the institutional investors will be using SIX Exchange Digital from Switzerland. Final notes. The crypto market is growing fast, and more traditional companies are starting to take it seriously. The Swiss Stock Exchange's new platform could mark a significant step forward for institutional investors in Europe by offering them a safe and regulated place to trade crypto assets. This could attract big players that have so far stayed out of the market. If the Swiss Stock Exchange is successful, that might create a slipover inside the crypto world, with even more traditional financial institutions getting involved. That might also make cryptocurrencies an ever more stable and trusted counterpart of the overall global financial system. It is factual. Look, if Switzerland gets involved, now we do know for a fact, and if you don't know, Switzerland is very crypto friendly, extremely crypto friendly. They have one particular city in Switzerland that you can actually use cryptocurrencies, some cryptocurrencies, to pay your council bills or to pay your taxes or to pay anything regarding government payments, or even to pay your rent or your mortgage. There's one particular city, Laguna City in Switzerland, that you can do that with cryptocurrencies. And they have a very friendly essentially regulation policy when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Now with Swiss Stock Exchange SIX Digital releasing their own platform coming very soon for the European market starting out with, it's going to show extreme confidence to the corporate sector that things like this are moving, the ball is moving, and if you're not entered the crypto space, you should be entering it now. So it's basically, this platform is going to help a lot of institutions get comfortable with the crypto space. Because if institutions want to buy cryptocurrencies in a safe environment, they have two cryptocurrencies available, Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's pretty much it. If institutions want to buy a cryptocurrency in a safe environment, it's Bitcoin or Ethereum. But if an institution wants to broaden their range, they would have to buy the cryptocurrency from a third-party exchange like Binance, Coinbase, or essentially Bybit and Crypto.com and so on. Some institutions don't like the idea of using these platforms at all because they don't see them as a safety net. Also, depending on their jurisdiction, they might be operating in gray areas. But with platforms like Swiss 6 Digital coming through with their own institutional crypto exchange platform, these corporations will have a much more wider range of cryptocurrencies to buy, other than just Bitcoin or Ethereum through ETFs, which for the retail section, there is a major benefit here. For the retail section's benefit here is that if Swiss 6 Digital does this, introduces a crypto exchange platform for institutions, then a lot more money is going to be spread out inside the cryptocurrency space, just other than Bitcoin or Ethereum ETFs. So the benefit for the retail section is more money is going to be entering the crypto space through Switzerland because of their new crypto exchange platform that's going to have a wide range of cryptocurrencies and derivatives for the corporate section. And the corporate section has the majority of the money here. I mean, we're talking about millions to billions of dollars entering the crypto space, and not just towards Bitcoin and Ethereum, but to a wider selection of cryptocurrencies. So that's the benefit for the crypto space for the retail section. Now, moving on from Switzerland news, which major news, honestly, from Switzerland coming up, absolutely major news, to, and it does show a tremendous amount of confidence as well, to back to Germany again. So Germany Bank regarding Commerzbank, now we're going to be talking about DZ Bank. Another bank in Germany has just decided to greenlight cryptocurrencies even further. But before we go through that, let's go inside the comment section first. By the way, this is a live show as well, so if you have any questions, go through inside the comment section. Let's see where we're at. Visible verification for root chain, and with latest security companies, security audit, source operations on ETH. Yep, it's true. One is security audit. It's basically an audit company. So we have inside the crypto space, we have a few audit companies that make sure that the assets behind the cryptocurrency itself are really there, in the most simplest way to put it. Laguna Switzerland accepts cryptocurrencies. That is facts, yes. Now, Germany's other bank, DZ Bank. Germany's major banks, Commerzbank, which I reviewed, and DZ Bank are set to introduce cryptocurrency trading services to meet the raising corporate demands. It's not just Switzerland that sees that institutions want to enter the crypto space. And Switzerland is seeing that institutions want to diversify. Institutions want to diversify beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they really can't because they only have the access to ETFs. Now, they could enter the crypto space, but that's not really a safety net for them. So that's why German banks are starting to greenlight crypto trading services for institutional clients as well, the same way Switzerland wants to do it with an exchange platform. So DZ Bank was set to introduce cryptocurrency trading services to meet the raising corporate demands. This strict initiative underscores the escalating relevance of digital currencies within the financial sector. What is essentially DZ Bank's into the crypto space expansion? So how will DZ Bank expand its cryptocurrency offerings? DZ Bank is preparing to extend Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading services to its network of 700 cooperative banks in partnership with Boris Stegert. This expansion follows the observation that professional investors increasingly pivot towards digital currencies. Thus, the bank emphasizes the importance of regulated services for diversification and effective risk management. These efforts align with this recent trend where institutions like Zurich Cantonal Bank in Switzerland have also started offering retail services in terms of cryptocurrencies. Following the US Bitcoin ETF successful introduction as well, the goal of banking committees is genuinely and gradually embracing digital currencies. Key takeaways from these developments include Commerzbank and DZ Bank are leading Europe's adoption of cryptocurrencies with over $1 trillion in assets under management. This management signifies an important milestone in embedding cryptocurrencies into Europe's financial framework. Mainstream banking access could significantly broaden cryptocurrencies' investor base. Germany's banking shift towards cryptocurrencies illustrates the growing importance of digital assets. It also reflects investors keen to interest in secure regulated platforms for portfolios and diversification and new investment opportunities exploration. So yes, German banks are moving well towards cryptocurrencies compared to the other European nations out there. So far, we have about 6 banks in Germany, major players, one of them being a federal bank, greenlighting crypto assets and partnering with blockchain firms and partnering with crypto exchanges as well, Bitpanda, for example, and so on, which are all Ripple partners for custodial services. But another bank in Germany, DZ Bank, is about to be offering crypto services to 700 of its other high-profile clients. A lot of money, slowly, is going to be entering the crypto space, and it's going to be coming from the banking world, the institutional world, and so on. And because of the regulations coming into place, more money is going to be entering the fields as well, because more regulations equals more safety net for the corporate sector. I remember last year I had a very little issue with Bybit, and I asked you about it, but you didn't know what Bybit was at the time. But now, within a year, they've become the 3rd biggest exchange. That's mind blowing. That is true. Yes, Bybit wasn't that big beforehand. The biggest exchanges till this day, well-known exchanges, are still Binance, Crypto.com, Coinbase, and a few other exchanges. But yes, Bybit has definitely climbed the ranks, if I would have to say. Definitely climbed the ranks. Is it an exchange that I personally use? No. I still use Binance on a regular basis and Crypto.com on a rough basis. MEXC, I still use it. Coinbase, I still use it as well. Not that often, but mostly Binance Exchange. But that is true. Yes, Bybit has definitely climbed the ranks, without any doubts. Now, the Fed. One of the other reasons regarding the crypto space doing well for itself is the Fed. Regarding what they introduced yesterday on terms of the rate cuts, which we reviewed on this live show, which was a positive because people are running towards essentially crypto assets that are to hedge against in terms of turmoil situations. So another reason why the market space is doing well, one, because it was BlackRock's Bitcoin white paper that was released yesterday that I revealed on this live show. Another reason why the market is also booming is because people are running towards assets to hedge against the inflation type of situation. The Fed is easing up and the stock market is booming alongside the crypto markets. The Fed has just marked a decisive turning point in its monetary policy, triggering a real shockwave inside the European market space. After months of tightening, the American institutions had decided to ease the pressure, and the results was immediate. So regarding the Fed's doing yesterday a 50 basis points, which was revealed on this live show, there's an indication that the Feds might be heading towards a 70 basis points right now. A palpable relief spread across financial markets, giving a fresh boost to indexes. But this decision comes in a broader context of global economic tensions, where every move by the Fed is closely scrutinized. A decisive turn by the Feds propels Europe into the green. The much-awaited moment for investors has finally arrived. The Fed has eased up after a cycle of 11 consecutive hikes of this key rate. The American central banks has opted for a 50 basis points in terms of point cuts. A strong move that immediately reassured the European markets, which posted impressive gains from the openings. The CAC 40 in Paris rose by 2.07%, Milan gained by 1.02%, and London saw its index increase by 1.09%, just on base what the Fed said. But it was undoubtedly the German DAX index that stole the show, crossing the symbolic 19,000 point marker, reaching a historic high, based on what the Americans, essentially the Fed, said. See, this is how much the Fed can move the entire world's market space, just to put in perspective. Regarding what the Bank of International Settlements said once, which was factual, when the American markets sneeze, the world market catches a cold, which is factual. Just by the Feds introducing a 50 basis points, all of a sudden, Italy is doing good, France is doing good, Germany is doing good, and the list just goes on of European countries. Their markets opened up green due to what the Fed was saying. This decision marks a crucial turning point for the financial markets. Investors long worried about their runaway inflation and geopolitical tensions, finally essentially breathing a sign of relief. The Fed has not only eased its policies, but Jerome Powell, its president, adapted a measured tone, specifying that these easings could be temporary. This caution leaves the door open to future adjustments, which reassures investors even more as they now know the Fed will navigate with care. This rate cut comes at a time when the US economic indicators were showing signs of slowing down. By easing the pressure, the Fed hopes to strike a delicate balance between supporting employment and controlling inflation. And even though the European markets reacted enthusiastically, caution remains a necessary, especially on Wall Street, where the reaction was more mixed. Now, all the eyes have shifted over from the Fed to the Bank of England. All eyes are on the Bank of England. While the Fed has chosen easing, the rate cut scenario, the Bank of England is taking a different approach. It revealed that it left its key rate unchanged at 5%, marking a pause in its rate cutting cycle, a decision that might seem contrary to the Fed's, but which explained by the still fragile inflationary context inside the United Kingdom. British inflation remained at 2.2% in August, close to the Bank of England's target, but tensions persist. Governor Andrew Bailey remained essentially reminded that while rate cuts are envisioned in the medium term, it is essential not to rush things. A delicate balance is struck between supporting growth and controlling inflation, especially as energy prices are not slowing as quickly as they did last year. For European markets, the stability of British rates is good news, as it holds out hope for gradual return to more favorable monetary conditions. But the Bank of England's caution contrasts with the Fed's boldness, and this could introduce some volatility in the coming weeks, particularly on London's financial markets. So London, in terms of the UK in general, but London's financial markets might be going through some turbulence in the coming weeks, which means the UK might be going through some turbulence in the coming weeks. Investors will also be closely watching the future decisions of the Bank of England, whose November meeting could mark a turning point. If inflationary pressures continue to ease, a new rate cut could be considered. However, it will all depend on the economic indicators to come, and markets will remain on high alert. So, regarding the UK, regarding the US doing the Fed rate cuts, which opened up the European market space all on green when the stock market opened, and the cryptocurrency market started reacting as well to that as good news regarding interest rates, which they should have, which they have. I said yesterday when I was reading out the news yesterday on this live show regarding Fed rate cuts, when I was asked the very first question when the live show started is, give us your opinion on Fed rate cuts. Is this good news or not? I said it should be good news. The market should move. And then towards the middle of the live shows, when the market started moving, when I read out that news regarding BlackRock, but it was because of Eric tweeting out BlackRock's white paper at the same time when we were doing the live show yesterday. But I said the market should have moved, and it did. Because rate cuts are good, but the majority of the crypto space was saying that rate cuts are not good for the crypto space. People were bringing out charts and data points and saying rate cuts are not good for the crypto space. They're very bad for the crypto space. They shouldn't be bad, because rate cuts make investors become much more riskier investment. So when rate cuts happen, investors naturally become a bit more riskier when it comes to their assets. They spend more money when rate cuts happen. So in general, that's a good movement for the crypto space and the stock market. When you have rate cuts, something I said a while ago was when you have rate cuts, investors become a lot more riskier with their assets, which means they spend more money, which is exactly what's happened. Rate cuts happen, investors became a bit more riskier with their money, and the markets on both sides, stock and crypto, started reacting in a positive way. Now, Coinbase. This is a bit of an issue type of news regarding Coinbase's base network. Bybit banned in the UK. Yes. Yep, I couldn't register last week on Bybit. Yep. And even on Binance, I mean, even if you've had access to Binance, you can still use Binance. But now moving on from the rate cuts and why the market is up to Coinbase. Coinbase has their own chain, Base Network, which is upon Ethereum, but also upon OP. It turns out Coinbase's smart contracts have major vulnerability issues. Now, there are a few companies inside the crypto space that go around and check blockchains and check their smart contract features and so on, and find out if that particular chain or that particular crypto project has any sort of vulnerabilities within itself. And then one audit company inside the cryptocurrency space found out that Coinbase-based smart contracts contains over 34,000 vulnerabilities. So apparently Coinbase's base network, in terms of their smart contracts, contain over 34,000 vulnerabilities. Data shows. Base network saw over 34,000 high-risk vulnerabilities in its smart contracts, including malicious Boolean checks and library tampering, according to new data. This is not great for Coinbase's base network, because Coinbase's base network was seen as the next chain. You know how everybody's very focused on Solana, and then everybody for a time period was supposed to, essentially, and is still talking about base network being the next one. If base network genuinely does, according to this company, have 34,000 vulnerabilities, not great for base network. Ton's ecosystem is better. But anyway, blockchain networks are facing growing security challenges as malicious actors exploit vulnerabilities in smart contracts, with Coinbase's base network leading the high risk in essential detections. According to this company, which is Target Labs, they check for vulnerabilities within blockchains and crypto projects. According to this company, out of all chains out there that offer cryptocurrencies, offer smart contract services, Base Network was the worst ranking. So according to their data from Target Labs, which identified risk using its Excalibur tool, Base accounted for more than 34,000 high-risk detections in its smart contracts during August. The Coinbase network was particularly essentially susceptible to digital signature issues, with nearly 22,000 detections related to tampering in standard libraries like SafeMap. Malicious Boolean checks on token transfers also pose significant risk, with over 6,600 incidences identified on Base Network. These checks could block or manipulate token transfers, presenting a key vulnerability. Web 2 hackers turned to Web 3 hackers. Target Labs identified several other major threats across the Base Network, including unauthorized token burns on the Base Network, unauthorized token burns on the Base Network, balance updates and controlled minting attacks. Hidden balance updates and minting manipulations were also detected on the Base Network across Ethereum and BNB chain, formerly Binance Smart Chain, through smaller numbers. So they did check all types of essentially chains out there. They checked the BNB Smart Chain, essentially. They checked Ethereum's chain. They checked a few other chains alongside Base Chain. Base Chain was ranked the worst in terms of it has the most amount of vulnerabilities about. The surge in malicious activity on Base underscores the vulnerability of the protocols deployed on the network to exploitation, as cybercriminal groups that once operated on Web 2 have now shifted focus to burgeoning Web 3 ecosystems, the analyst at Target said. As these decentralized finance sectors grow, so does its appeal to threat actors. In the past, Web 2 criminals specialized in phishing ransom and exploiting vulnerabilities on centralized systems. Target says that these same tactics are now being adapted to exploit vulnerabilities in smart contracts, decentralized finance protocols, and blockchain networks. Now, does this mean that this is Coinbase's issue? Up to a certain extent, yes. Okay, Coinbase, according to essentially this audit company that just did this test on BNB, Ethereum, and a few other chains and Base Network, according to them, that Coinbase should make the Base Network a little bit more closed because it's too open, and that there are more vulnerabilities on the Base Network than any other chain, about 34,000 vulnerabilities on their smart contracts. That scammers are preferring to use the Base Network because it's so lenient and everybody can get away with everything on the Base Network, that it's slowly, Base Network is going to become the #1 chain for all malicious attacks and smart contract vulnerabilities and scammers and hackers. So Base Network slowly is going to become a chain for criminals, is what this company is suggesting right now. According to their own testings of multiple chains, Base network will eventually become the criminal chain if Coinbase doesn't do something about it ASAP. So if you are somebody that's using Base network, please be careful when it comes to their smart contracts, just in case their smart contracts have 34,000 vulnerabilities. Now, yo, Miles, how you doing? Knox, good to see you as well. Do you see with more rate cuts, people will be more investments, let's say a bond to make risk assets? Do you see more rate cuts, more rate cut people will more of their investments? Okay, so here's the thing regarding rate cuts. So when we have rate cuts happen inside the market space, investors become, it's something that I said a long time ago, I'm sticking by it. Investors become a lot more riskier with their assets. So when you have rate cuts inside the market space, people tend to go towards much more riskier assets because they want to hedge against that type of scenarios. So there's a word going around right now inside the financial space. There's something going around inside the financial space, and they're suggesting that the next rate cut the Fed is going to do is going to be 70 basis points. So the Fed didn't do 25 basis points, they jumped to 50 basis points, which means the economy is doing fine, which is also what Jerome Powell said, essentially the chairman of the Fed said the economy of the US is doing fine. Fine is basically 50 basis points. What's going around right now inside the financial space, inside the corporate space, is the word is it's going to be 70 basis points next. If we do have 70 basis points, it could be priced in. If it's priced in, people could see it coming. And if people could see it coming, then people are going to enter the crypto space even more. So as long as they see it coming is all that matters. As long as the financial market space sees it coming, they can price it in inside the market space, which means they're ready to enter more inside the crypto space. So if we do have 70 basis points and it's priced in already and they're fully aware of it, then we're going to have more investors coming inside the market space. A lot more investors coming inside the market space. Remember what I said a long time ago? I said if they don't see it coming, if high-profile investors, this is how I explained it a while ago. I said if high-profile investors don't see it coming, it's going to hit them like a brick wall. And, essentially, no investors will be entering that field. But if they do see it coming, in other words, it's priced in, then they can get prepared before they hit that wall, in other words. So if we do have 70 basis points coming next, and it's priced in, then more money is going to be entering the crypto space. So that's the word that's going on right now inside the corporate sector, that 70 basis points is what's going to be next on the Feds. And if that keeps on going around as the word, then it's going to be priced in. If it gets priced in, then investors, high-profile investors, will be able to see that coming if it's priced in, which means more money will be into the crypto space because they tend to run towards more riskier assets when we do have rate cuts. Miles, which entity within the US can slam these hackers? Enough is enough. I'm sure some level of government could squish these idiots. Yes, but it depends what the hackers do. I mean, if governments up to a certain extent care what happens to your investments. They care if they can profit from it. They care. Just be fairly honest. So governments only care regarding hacking situations inside the crypto space if they can profit from it. For example, SEC, big example. SEC, the only reason the SEC isn't suing Bitcoin, since day one, the only reason the SEC didn't go after Bitcoin is because they don't know who to go after. So organizations like the SEC who go around and sue crypto platforms, they're doing it for a profit. They're not doing it because they really care about your protection. So if the SEC knew, for example, who was behind Bitcoin, believe me, day one, they would have sued the person who created Bitcoin. Or, for example, the reason why the SEC won't go after Shiba Inu, for example, is because they can't make a profit from it. They want to sue entities that they can sue and make a profit out of. That's all the SEC cares about. So organizations like the SEC, that's pretty much all they care about. It's all for profit. Organizations like the SEC, organizations like the CFTC, when it comes to the market space, it's all about profit. They couldn't care less about your safety inside the market space on the retail section basis. High-profile investors losing money, that's a bit of a big issue. But retail section losing money, they couldn't care less. And it's the reasons why they won't sue Shiba Inu or call Shiba Inu some sort of a security type of asset where they can sue it into the ground, because who are they going to sue when it comes to Shiba Inu? They can't sue anyone. Or essentially Bitcoin, they can't sue it. But if they could, trust me, they would. So there are entities inside the government, and every government, that can actually protect your assets. But are they going to do it is a different question. And the reality is no. If they can profit from it, they'll do it. But if they can't profit, then they're not going to put time and resources into it to go after something that they can't make a profit out of just to protect the retail section. They couldn't care less about the retail section. These are the realities. You know, these government organizations, they would only sue anything they can make a profit out of, not to protect you. The protection comes after they get paid. Want to see, I mean, what's weird? Crypto is, yeah, sure it is. The people who comment crypto is long dead fool. Some random person commented crypto is long dead fool. That person, okay, if you ever wanted to know in your lifetime who is going to be stuck on CBDCs, genuinely, if you ever wanted to know in your lifetime who is going to be stuck on CBDCs and have an extremely miserable life, it's people who comment crypto is long dead fool. That person is somebody that's going to be on CBDCs in the future. And he's going to regret every decision he made in his entire lifetime. Now, Ripple is what we're talking about next. Ripple is a sole subject for some people, and for some other people, they love Ripple. For me, it's an amazing asset that has multiple contracts and licensing behind its name. And I couldn't care less if you hated it or not. So we have a few updates to go on Ripple. Major updates. One of them being their stablecoin that's coming out. So the first one we're going to go through is Ripple stablecoin. Ripple RLUSD, revolutionizing payments with speed, security, and multi-chain flexibility. So Ripple announced some more things and details about their upcoming stablecoin. Ripple is striving to meet the growing demand for faster, more affordable, and secure payment alternatives. When the use of cash goes down, a modern replacement can be provided by introducing efficiency and speed from blockchain technology with the faith inside the US dollar. Stablecoins are becoming popular among people and businesses because of their security and utility. Fiat-backed stablecoins are expected to transact $6.87 trillion more than conventional payment networks like MasterCard alone. Stablecoins and their enhancing security and cutting costs. Besides being stable, RLUSD, Ripple's USD-pegged stablecoin, operates on both the XRP Ledger and Ethereum. Offering a multi-chain issuance and programmable finance, this combination of fast settlement and easy fiat on and off ramps opens up new use cases for remittances providers and exchanges. Furthermore, Ripple emphasizes on regulatory compliance, sets RLUSD apart from its competitors like Tether USDT and Circle's USDC, offering a secure option for developers and institutions. Ripple making it very clear that Ripple's stablecoin is going to be more compliant than Tether ever has been in his entire lifetime, and USDC. They just wanted to get that across. However, stablecoins are not just about speed. They reduce resilience on intermediaries, cutting costs for merchants while enhancing security through cryptographic safeguards. This gives users the ability to settle transactions instantly without the risk of double spending. Moreover, the programmability of stablecoins via smart contracts could inspire innovation, likened to the Web 2 economy to the decentralized Web 3 ecosystems. Ripple's DeFi expansion with Yellow Network. So this is what I also wanted to share with you as well. Talking about Ripple's stablecoin, amazing regarding their updates, and also once again Ripple pointing out that they're a lot more compliant there than essentially their competitors. But what Ripple really wanted to also point out is there's a new company that's attached to Ripple now, which is called Yellow Network. Now, I revealed Yellow Network to everyone on this live show about a few nights ago. Yellow Network is a platform that's going to make life easier for institutions, which is what Ripple's entire client base is. Ripple's entire client base is institutions, banks, and so on. And they've created, not Ripple itself, but Ripple has invested money. One particular, essentially, co-founder has from Ripple invested money into a network called Yellow Network. So this is an update on what is Yellow Network and what it's going to be doing for Ripple. Ripple's DeFi expansion with Yellow Network. Moreover, Ripple is leading the charge and supporting new infrastructure to improve DeFi. Their co-founder, Chris Larsen, recently invested $10 million into Yellow Network, a decentralized clearing network designed to solve liquidity fragmentation. This new decentralized protocol promises a near-zero latency, crucial for high-speed trading firms. Significantly, with Yellow Network's interoperability and its upcoming Yellow token launch, that's also another thing I want to review on this live show. Regarding Chris Larsen investing $10 million into Yellow Network, Yellow Network is about to be introducing their own token, Yellow, as well. Ripple's involvement in decentralized finance expands beyond stablecoins. Additionally, Ripple's regulatory foresight, along with its dedicated long-term crypto financial essential expertise, positions ROUSD with its pivotal tool in the future of payments for the ongoing legislative support for stablecoins. Will also further their mainstream adoption. Ripple's commitment to driving the digital asset economy forward is evident. With ROUSD and initiatives like Yellow Network, they are laying the groundwork for a more inexclusive and efficient financial future. So with Chris Larsen investing $10 million in the Yellow Network coming out for token, they haven't announced the date, but they are going to be working on it. But so two announcements on that basis, on that one particular news. One, ROUSD is still in green light zone. They're still doing their movements. Their updates are coming, and also Ripple mentioning as they go along the way that Ripple's ROUSD is going to be more compliant than their counterparties, which is USDT and USDC. Also, with Yellow Network attaching itself to the DeFi space of the XRP ledger, with Chris Larsen doing a $10 million investment into it to make life easier for institutions, Yellow Network can be something that you could looking up onto. But please be careful with scammers essentially creating fake yellow tokens. It's got nothing to do with that project for the time being. They haven't announced any sort of date on that token basis or what they're going to essentially. So don't fall for any sort of scammer tokens pretending to be Yellow Network, the one that Chris Larsen invested into. It's not that. Now, so that's one major announcement. The second one regarding XRP is Grayscale. Grayscale, as we all know, greenlighted the XRP trust line. Now, Grayscale is the company that pretty much was the start of Bitcoin ETFs. Grayscale had a Bitcoin trust, and that Bitcoin trust turned into a Bitcoin ETF. Grayscale had an Ethereum trust, and that Ethereum trust turned into an Ethereum ETF. Now, the reason why Grayscale turns their assets into ETFs is based on the volume coming in. So if Grayscale has a trust, for example, Bitcoin trust, or an Ethereum trust, or an AVAX trust, or an XRP trust, and so on, for it to be turned into an ETF, the likelihood of it being the next ETF, it has to do good on the numbers. In other words, investors have to be interested into that trust of the XRP through Grayscale for it to be later on turned into an ETF. Well, the numbers are in terms of Grayscale's XRP trust, which wasn't greenlighted that far ago. So within a short period of time, Grayscale's XRP trust achieves a 11.44% NAV growth aimed rising institutional interest. Apparently, there's a rising institutional interest for the XRP trust from Grayscale. These are all positive news because, as I said, Bitcoin trust, Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum trust, Ethereum ETF, XRP trust, XRP ETF. Grayscale's XRP trust net asset volume is up 11.44% just a week since its launch. On September 17th, the trust reached a remarkable high of 11.77 NAV per share. Although there was a slight dip today with the value adjusting to around 11.49, its still overall trend remains positive as investors continue to show strong interest for the Grayscale XRP trust. Strong interest from institutional investors. Grayscale's XRP trust sees an impressive NAV per share performance. Grayscale formally announced the release of the XRP trust on September 12. Grayscale's head of product and research, Sharif, remarked, "We believe Grayscale XRP," this is coming from Grayscale themselves, the statement they made. We believe Grayscale XRP Trust gives investors the exposure to the protocol with an important real-world use class. By facilitating cross-border payments that just take seconds to complete, XRP has the potential to transform the legacy financial infrastructure. A statement coming from Grayscale. However, before the official company announcement, Grayscale's XRP Trust performance stood at low at 10.31 NAV per share on September 6th, before rising to 10.81 on September 10th and 11.25 NAV on September 12th. Day by day, the XRP Trust on Grayscale is just increasing. Had a slight dip to 11.49, went back up again. But the trust net asset value performance continued to appreciate and finally hit a high, a new milestone for the XRP Trust of 11.77 NAV per share, which invited multiple communities and support, and crypto enthusiasts were reporting on this matter as well. And as of September 18th, Grayscale's XRP Trust was at a high of 11.49 NAV per share, a slight 2.38 drop from its high, but however, this accumulative of 11.49% surge from a September 6th performance is impressive. So, regarding Grayscale's trust releasing this month of an XRP, good or bad, it was excellent because there was an immense amount of interest from institutions. So this is what Grayscale wants to see from an asset that they list as a trust, because next is XRP ETF from Grayscale. But before any ETF comes out of Grayscale, they want to see how it performs as a trust. And excellent is the performance so far for XRP as a trust. Also to point out, October 7th is going to be when the case essentially ends for XRP for Ripple versus SEC. The ending is pretty much October 7th as the last day the SEC can appeal the case. We pass October 7th, and this XRP trust from Grayscale keeps on doing better and better and better, and ETF for XRP is not that far away from Grayscale. And if Grayscale files an XRP ETF, you know what's going to be happening next. Everybody else will follow. So October 7th is not that far away as well. And Grayscale's ETF for XRP might be sooner than you think, by the looks of it. As long as it keeps this performance up, which it will, is good news. Now, do you think XRP? Wait, okay. Crypto is so bad that now institutions are. Crypto is so bad that now institutions are adapting it. Let's go for the sarcasm. Do you think it will be the XRP ledger yellow? It seems like it is going to be, but they haven't revealed too much regarding Yellow Network, except from the token could be in the works, and it's going to be, a remarkable software for essentially institutions to be using it on the DeFi space, the XRP ledger. What's up, Miles on CMF? How are you, brother? I'm doing great below. How you doing? Any XRP news? Yes. We already went through one. We went through another one. About to go through another one. Do you know how the XRP Trust has performed compared to Bitcoin Ethereum ETFs? Grayscale has not released that data. But what Grayscale has released today is, so far, the XRP ETF Trust that was released this month has done excellent up until now. That's the only thing Grayscale has essentially released in terms of data points. That it was released this month for XRP. XRP Trust was released this month in Grayscale, and within a week, it's done excellent. That's all they've released on those data points. Miles, how can we come under your umbrella with CoinMove and not have to worry about security of our assets? I want to be under the best security possible, and I know you are working with Ripple. Freedom Forever's question on how can we come under your umbrella with CoinMove. So if anybody doesn't know, I have my own blockchain startup project, which is called CoinMove, and we're inside the real estate automotive space. If you want to go and check it out, coinmove.one. But his question is, Freedom Forever, to be under the secure your assets for CoinMove. Yes, CoinMove is going to be offering cold storage wallet services. So CoinMove is going to be offering cold storage wallet services. We're going to be offering mortgages. We're going to be offering loans, mostly through third parties regarding mortgages and crypto assets and loans. And and Freedom Fair was saying, I know you are working with Ripple. Um, on that, I'm neither going to be confirming or denying I'm working with Ripple. And in terms of securing your crypto assets, you can secure your crypto assets with CoinMove, but I'll let you know. I'll let you know when the time is right that you can secure your assets on a cold storage wallet, the securest cold storage wallet on CoinMove. I'll let everybody know inside the CMF on Telegram. By the way, if anybody hasn't joined our Telegram group, join our Telegram group. It's completely free, and the link is on X. The link is also on YouTube, depending on where you're watching this from. Or direct message me if you can't find the link and you want to join the Telegram group. I feel bad for. I see many people sell their XRP because of losing faith. Yeah, losing faith on XRP is pretty much the last stage for a lot of people. As I said, frustration is going to be the last step that catches a lot of people out. I feel bad for them. I know, right? One guy told me XRP was a scam. They literally don't believe it anymore. Crazy people. We're closer than ever, which is facts. We are closer than ever when it comes to Ripple and XRP. Extremely closer. In fact, do you want to know how close we are? Closer than ever when it comes to Ripple and XRP. Well, this should help. Breaking news. Ripple's partner, SBI Holdings, has just joined the Bank of International Settlements initiative project called Project Argo. One of Ripple's most notable partners, SBI Holdings, has officially confirmed its participation in Project Argo from the Bank of International Settlements. Project Argo is, well, you could say part of essentially JP Morgan, a lot of centralized banks around the world that are part of Project Argo, and Ripple's partner SBI has just joined Project Argo for the Bank of International Settlements, a major project spearheaded by the Bank of International Settlements and backed by 7 central banks. This project aims to essentially investigate how tokenized commercial bank deposits can be combined with wholesale central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, on a single ledger. So here's the thing. 24,000 crypto projects and only one has a CBDC active platform. Day one worked on CBDCs. SBI Holdings partners of Bank of International Settlements on. Now, Bank of International Settlements has 12 different projects going on. 12 different projects going on for the blockchain space. Project Argo is one of their CBDC projects, which is for CBDCs and essentially wholesale CBDCs and tokenized assets. Because a lot of people just assume it's cryptocurrencies and tokenized assets. Wrong. Why is it not? Why does it do this? Yeah, I have no idea. It's Restream that keeps on doing this. It seems to be working. The platform's frozen. As I was revealing very, very, very important news, it decides to cut me out. It didn't do that throughout the whole live show until this important news. But it's working now, correct? Everyone can see? Hmm? Good morning, Miles. The CMF. Is Miles saying too much again? Getting down. It's very weird. Very, very weird. Okay. Okay, we're back. As I was saying, very important news. Bank of Internet, because it didn't do this throughout the whole live show. I was revealing news regarding Solano. I was sharing news regarding some Bitcoin, Ethereum news. I get to the Ripple news, and this happens. Ripple news and Bank of International Settlements, the CBDC news, and this happens. So, regarding Ripple, as I was saying, Ripple partner SBI Holdings has just joined the Bank of International Settlements initiative, Project Argo. Why is it important that SBI Holdings has just joined, Ripple's partner has just joined Project Argo? The Bank of International Settlements has 12 essentially programs going on for the blockchain sector, which are all bank related and essentially institutional related and cross-border related. One of the projects of the Bank of International Settlements, Project Argo, is for wholesale CBDC tokenization. And as I was saying, a lot of people assume when it comes to tokenization, it's cryptocurrency tokenization, which is wrong. The Bank of International Settlements has been working on wholesale CBDC tokenization for a while now. And based on that, it's the one project SBI enters into. The wholesale CBDC tokenization project, Project Argo, is the one that SBI Holdings partners up with through Bank of International Settlements. This project aims to investigate how tokenized commercial bank deposits can be combined with wholesale central bank CBDCs on a single ledger. Project Argo aims to modernize the entire cross-border payment process by tackling present inefficiencies such as frequent compliance checks and long transactions times, making it faster, more transparent, and cost-effective. SBI Holdings' role in Project Argo strengthens Ripple's global influence. Project Argo, one of the Bank of International Settlements' most ambitious project, has piqued the interest of other 40 financial institutions, including industry giants Visa, MasterCard, and SWIFT. The project, which is currently in the design phase, will last until 2025, with a final report expected at the end. The corporation of SBI Holdings strengthens Ripple's rising impact in the global financial ecosystem. Ripple's technology has been a major advocate for updating payment systems, and as partners' involvement in such high-level projects strengthens its position in the future of digital finance. Aside from Project Argo, Ripple's partner also, Triangulo, which is another Ripple partner, has also now just expanded its services, targeting Brunei in the effort to provide faster and more secure remittance services for migrant workers. Also, according to another expansion in Brunei, district mode designed to capitalize on the growing need for more efficient and essentially financial services, particularly among numerous workers who rely on remittances to support their families back home. At the same time, another Ripple essentially partner, Instagram, made news for integrating Apple Pay for their Amaze cards. This connection is intended to make cross-border countless payments via mobile devices more convenient for users and providing a seamless experience. So one partner, Triangulo, has just essentially expanded itself into another country, which is a Ripple partner. The other Ripple partner partnered with Apple Pay. The other Ripple partner, SBI, this all happened today, by the way. The other Ripple partner partnered with SBI Holdings on one particular project called Project Argo, which is for wholesale CBDC tokenizations. Bank of International Settlements has 12 projects for the blockchain space, and one of them is named Project Argo, which is their most prestigious and milestone project, Project Argo, which SBI Holdings has now just become a part of for wholesale CBDC tokenizations. These aren't coincidences, not even by a bit. These are all coordinated movements. Also, to add on top of that, BBVA now offers Ripple and essentially now offers Ripple on its crypto app as well. BBVA Bank also today introduced that they're now offering cryptocurrency on their continuous cryptocurrency app, on their banking app. They were only offering Bitcoin, Ethereum, and 2 stable coins. Now they're also offering XRP. Providing services, the bank is now providing services for Ripple XRP, the crypto asset with the largest market, and essentially the other crypto assets they're offering on their banking app, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC. And the general manager of BBVA Digital Assets explained that the number of customers interested in crypto assets custody and trading is on the rise. The bank has also included a list of crypto asset service providers in light of recent amendments in the capital markets law. He went on to say, we aim to support our customers at every stage of their crypto journey with top-notch security measures, quality customer services, and a state-of-the-art technology. Abel said, we are consistently making Ripple and essentially other crypto assets in response to customers' feedbacks, and we will continue to diversify our range of assets. They're also offering, other than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC, AVAX is on the list as well, which is amazing. And ARB and Chills is on the list as well, but so is XRP. So today, BBVA Bank is offering Ripple and XRP services. Trangulo today made an announcement to expand it to another country, which is a Ripple partner, which uses Ripple software. Also today, SBI Holdings made a major announcement with the Bank of International Settlements that they've just partnered for Project Argo wholesale CBDCs for tokenization purposes. Out of 12 projects that they could have partnered with for the Bank of International Settlements, they were partnered with for Project Argo. Not coincidence. On top of that, another Ripple partner just partnered with Apple Pay. All of this is happening and brewing as we're getting close to October 7th. More things are going to be coming out. And also on top of that, the XRP Grayscale Trust is doing excellent. Since it's been launched a week or so, it's doing immaculate. And on top of that, we've also reached the ending of tonight's live show as well. I think is also great on the family. Please share the live. Please be sure to comment on the live to help improve the algorithm. Family, please share the live. Be sure to comment on the live tip. Family, great job, Miles, tonight. Thank you, Scott, for the kind words. Black Swan event attack. Let's go through the questions 1 second, because I think I missed a few questions before everything went down, which was we were here. I think I see people sell XRP of faith. Yeah. Yes, we were talking about how people are losing faith on XRP and selling it. Worst time to lose faith on XRP is pretty much now. With all of these announcements happening around the world, it's crazy that people held XRP in their wallets while the lawsuit is happening. And now that the lawsuit is done, they're going to get rid of it. So to think about that is ridiculously crazy. Thank you, Miles, and good night, Stormy. See you tomorrow sometime as usual as well. And we have reached the endings of tonight's live shows. Also tonight, we went through news regarding BBVA essentially greenlighting XRP on their banking app for their customers. We talked about the Bank of International Settlements greenlighting SBI Holdings, Ripple's partner, for one particular project, Project Argo, for wholesale CBDCs in terms of tokenizations. We talked about Grayscale on tonight's live shows all regarding their XRP Trust doing excellent since it was launched this month. We also talked about Ripple's RLUSD and Yellow Network that's going to be introduced on DeFi as well in terms of Ripple. We also talked about Coinbase-based smart contracts having vulnerabilities around 34,000 vulnerabilities. We also went through the news topic regarding the Fed interest rates in terms of the Fed and the Bank of England interest rates and the market space in general. We also talked about German bank, essentially DZ Bank, offering their 700 high-profile clients crypto services in Germany. We also talked about tonight's live show regarding Switzerland that's just about getting ready to launch the world's first ever institutional crypto exchange platform for the European market space, which is going to bring a lot of money towards the crypto space. We also talked about on tonight's live show regarding another German bank, Commerzbank, opening its doors for crypto services as well. We also talked about tonight's live show regarding Crypto.com expanding its services in the Gulf regions. And if you're holding Crow token, that's a positive for you in the long run. We also talked about the news topic of Solana introducing a smartphone and a handheld gaming device like a PSP. We also talked about, on tonight's live show, regarding Tether introducing a new financial service for people who are, incapable of using new technology. They can use this particular wallet called Sorted Wallet on their older devices as well. We also talked about Bitcoin in terms of the BlackRock white paper, which I reviewed yesterday, but we went a bit more detail into it on tonight's live show. So we went through quite a lot of news, quite a lot of amazing news regarding Bank of International Settlements, SBI Holding, Project Argo, regarding Ripple's Tranquilo movements, Ripple's Apple Pay movements. Those are their partnerships, and regarding Grayscale's XRP Trust, excellent. Grayscale's XRP Trust news was what I needed to hear as well. So we have reached the endings of tonight's live show. So if you want to see those news topics, rewatch the live show in more detail. If you enjoyed this live show and you're watching it for the first time ever, and you're wondering what is this, this is the Crypto Mouse Family Live Show, stands for CMF. And on this live show, you can tune in every single night, UK time, around 11:25 p.m. And I talk about the most recent things that's happening around the world in terms of cryptocurrencies, CBDCs, AI, politics, and regulations. Vital information for you to know about if you're inside the crypto space. You can tune into this live show every single night. Get involved inside the comment section as well. I love it when everyone gets involved inside the comment section. We are live right now on YouTube and X, as we've always been every single night. And this was episode 160. So if you enjoyed this live show, drop a follow, drop a like on YouTube, drop a follow, drop a like, and retweet on X, and drop a comment after the live show is done as well. Great live, Miles, as usual. Good night, Miles of CMF. See you tomorrow, sometimes as usual as well, Jason. Stormy, see you tomorrow, sometimes as usual. Miles, why would you borrow against your assets in a CBDC world when you don't have full freedom of spending it? Why would I borrow against my assets in a CBDC world when you don't have, well, because when I borrow against my assets, I'm going to get stable coins in return, which means I can spend it. Not everything is going to be CBDC. Well, everything is going to accept CBDCs, but you can still use your cryptocurrencies alongside them. The only thing you can't use alongside CBDCs eventually is cash, but you can use cryptocurrencies alongside CBDCs. Remember, CBDCs are for peasants, so for everybody inside the retail section, including myself. So everybody inside the retail section is basically, considered a peasant, and they're going to be using CBDCs. The much more higher profile people are going to be using cryptocurrencies. So at that moment in time, it's going to be cryptocurrencies alongside CBDCs, not cash alongside CBDCs. So you can still use it. You can borrow against it and use it, and you get stable coins in return to use it. Facts. Scott, take care, Miles and family. Ray, see you tomorrow, brother, same time as usual. Let's go, CMF. Let's go, Scott. Major happenings to close the week. A good way to hide good news. Let's go, Genos. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. Night, Miles. Pablo, see you tomorrow sometime as usual. Good night, Miles and CMF. Orphan, see you tomorrow sometime as usual. Good life, Miles as usual. Good night, Miles and CMF. Jason, see you tomorrow sometime as usual. Good night, Miles and CMF. Great news. Thanks, Miles. Free forever. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. Thanks for the live, brother. Fire news today. Let's go, Camel. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. Good night, Miles family. We will be getting family closer in Dubai. Facts. Let's go, Scott. Good night, everyone. Bull XRP. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. CMF gathering Dubai very soon. Hashtag XRP. Let's go, Scott. Great live. Good night. G. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. I will see everybody tomorrow. Same timing as usual. Sorry for the late question. Thanks and good night. No problem at all. Anytime. See everybody tomorrow. Same time as usual. Everybody have a great day or a good night, depending on where you are around the world. CMF, I will see you all tomorrow, same timing as usual. Everybody have a great day or a good night, depending on where you're around the world. Ghost Brother, see you tomorrow, same time as usual as well.